Poodle family, how we doing? Happy Hump Day Wednesday. I look forward to this time with you all. I love seeing the chat already pumping before we've even gone live. I'm doing solo again today. Really excited about this. We've been going through a little bit of a series where I was doing an educational one the last week, and even the week before we were doing that too with some guests. So what I'm going to do today, now I'm at my 9 to 5. I'm here on our college campus. Students are moving back in, and so I grabbed a classroom here, and I thought, I was kind of inspired this week. I was going to have a guest on. We're going to go to guests next week again. We're going to maybe do a few more guests coming up, but I was inspired by something I saw, a report that I saw, and then a different webinar that I was watching. Joe's on my TV, I love it. And then a webinar that I was watching yesterday that kind of tied this together. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do something. I'm speaking actually to the newbies today, all right? So hopefully you share this out as well. So maybe you're new to tokens, to crypto. Maybe you know someone who doesn't necessarily know what to do, and they're not kind of the full-blown going out there shillers. And I remember I did a couple weeks ago, I did the License to Shill episode, and then as well, go all the way back. I actually encourage you, if you've never watched episode 1, I really want you to go back and rewatch that after this is done, because you want to set the scene with kind of my history with Poodle, how I got involved and all of that. So with no further ado, I'm taking this one called A Day in the Life, all right, of a Hodler, right? All the weird crypto things that they have, okay? And I remember how I went through the different things that you can do on how to shill the token. I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach to this, and I want to be real, okay? I want to be real with everybody. And this is really to the new people out there. And hopefully this one can live on. Maybe we need like a training system of like, hey, you join a token, you go through these, and this little episode is going to be part of it. Because this is what I want to talk about today. The excitement, right? The excitement that you get when you first get into crypto. And then, right, we saw even right at the in the chat, one of the first things was, win Lambo. And we all see that and we think, hey, we're going to go, I'm going to invest in this thing. And in 2 months, all of a sudden, I'm quitting my day job, right? A lot of that goes out there, and especially if you start watching and you start, kind of following the hashtags of the crypto and cryptocurrency and token and BSC gem and all of these hashtags, you start seeing this talk of what's the next one? What's the one that's going to make me millions overnight? Well, I'm going to break it to you. None of them. None of them will, right? They're all long-term investments. That's why we call it holding, all right? And so what I want to kind of go through is even something that I had experienced. So the research that I saw, and as you know, I work on a college campus, was very interesting in talking the difference between Gen Xers, Gen X, that's me, so let's give it up for the Gen Xers, the Gen Ys, i.e. the millennials, and now the new Gen Zs, and what the difference between a Gen Y and a Gen Zer. And what we've noticed was that, Gen Xers like me, we're the type of people that go out there and just go for it, question it. We were raised by hippies and, boomers. We went for it. Great, but our kids, Gen Xers, Gen Xers were raised during a recession. They are the digital natives. They value experiences over, stability. A lot of differences there. Obviously, I'm overgeneralizing, but then you go to the Gen Zers. Now, Gen Zers are actually the kind that are more likely to invest. There's actually been a flip because they are a lot of the haves-nots of the world, right? They're now coming out of a recession. They kind of started to see the 2008 turn. Things were taken back. They saw their parents losing jobs, and now COVID again has made a downturn of an economy. Even though there's kind of been an up and a down, they've been told they can't have. So they're actually more likely to be investors. And what we're seeing is the largest percentage of those willing to risk and take money and put it into technology and cryptos is actually Gen Zers. So I thought that was really interesting research. And whoa, hold on. Lights just went off in the room. I'm moving around. We got comic relief. Okay, there we go. I'm back here. All right. So see, that's what happens when you're on a college campus doing this real life drama. So the Gen Zers are the ones who are putting more money into cryptocurrency. They're seeing the long-term investment of it, but they're also more likely to get into something that is technologically based. They recognize the old money systems of the world are going out. All right. And so what is going next? And I thought that was really interesting research, because now we have a huge, I know people are laughing. You're about 20 seconds behind, so you just got my light shutting off on me on those on the chat. But what we notice now is you have a generation willing to invest in cryptocurrencies who don't have an economic background. See, the biggest difference between Gen Xers now investing in crypto, which is the second most, so it's ironic that it's kind of skipped the millennials, or at least millennials come in third, is that those of us in Gen X, we've already bought our houses, we've raised kids, we see what economics is, like I talked about last time when I talked about tokenomics and how that applies to an economic system. But now the Gen Zers are ones who don't have any economics training, but they're willing to invest and put this in there. So that is where I think I wanted to talk about what is this like, because are you willing to put this in? And so I'm going to go through my kind of my background in this. And I just remember the first time, and I know I tell this story all the time, how I bought my first after kind of just, doing I'm going to put a little in Bitcoin, I'm going to put $100 a week, and I'll put it in here, and I'm going to let it kind of do its thing. And it was exciting. And then I got into this whole world of altcoins and meme coins. And I am a huge, huge fan, as you know, of the kind of altcoin, alt token phenomenon. I love, coming through the entertainment industry before being in higher ed, I recognized that people will spend money to be entertained. They will spend money on things that make them feel good. And that I was, same thing, victim to it. I love the thrill that comes with, let's call it the long shot, right? So that being said, I remember going and thinking, okay, seeing all these, when are we going to moon? Make sure when you send it out, make sure every time you send out a tweet, you got to have a moon, you got to have a rocket, you got to do all right. That's part of the rules. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to start thinking about how to clear out my office, because everyone's talking about how we're going to have Lambos in 3 weeks. And it's funny because you can get pulled into it. And you think of that kind of mentality that, advertisers today recognize that you only have 6.6 seconds to end up. I'm reading comments here. Of course, I think it's just top chat. But all right. So what you want to recognize is that we as humans want instant gratification. Every advertiser will tell you got 6 seconds to pull someone. If you're going through your Facebook feed or your Instagram feed, if you don't get them to hit the buy now in 6 seconds, they're moving on, right? Very, very common knowledge in marketing. Well, meme tokens are the same. They still have a sense of, I want it to do something, right? I need that gratification in the long shot. It's like walking up to a roulette table, throwing your money all on red or black, and knowing that you're either going to win or you're going to lose, and you're going to know at this end of that one spin. Well, I got news for you. That's not how we need to be thinking about this. So to go into the day in the life, right? I remember taking my very first investment. And we were going up. Things are going up. This is still V1. We're going up, and I'm throwing more and more and more into it, And I'm counting how many times on how many list of holders I was. I mean, how many pages back was I? Where was I in the list? I'm like, okay, I got to get to page 1, and it became a game for me. Well, then we go through version 2. We move over. We've already talked. We could check out last week's episode where I talked about why it was good to go to Binance and to move to V2, right? Just the better economics and less ability to more ability to purchase and create volume. So whole other thing. But then something happens. It levels out. We start looking at long term. People start going, hey, what are you thinking, this is going to go? And you have to recognize that holding becomes this long-term investment, right? Because we have to look at potential. So I'm going to do this very, very simple. Bitcoin right now, whatever it's at. Hold on, what are we at? I'm doing this live. What's Bitcoin right now? Bitcoin is 45,449.01, right? So we're going to hope, everyone's hoping it gets back up to 60,000 or breaks that 60 where it was. But I want you to recognize something. Doing simple math, okay? If you want to double an investment right now and you were to put $100 into Bitcoin and you want to take out and have $200, well, guess what? It has to go to basically just shy of 91,000 in value for you to double your money, right? Now, if we were to take Poodle, for example, and I'm doing this live, so I'm going right to our Telegram. You guys need to do this day in the life. Price chat. I'm just going to go down to the very, very last one. I'm going to assume that it was updated recently. If it wasn't, but let's say it was at 18. It's been around 20. We've been hanging around the 20s for a while. And so let's just take it at 20, 18, 20. Well, to recognize if it only has to actually go to 40 for me to double my money, right? Put $100 in, it only has to go to 40 with however many zeros are there. Well, we've already noticed that we've killed zeros before, right? We can eat those babies up. Well, now imagine that your potential, all we need is trade volume, like we talked about last time, to 10 or 20 times is actually much easier with an altcoin, a meme coin that has more zeros to eat than it is actually something that's on the other side of it. And so that's why I want you to recognize that your better investment, and this is, do your own research, hashtag is not financial advice, blah, 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 can actually be done exponentially, right? Even just to say to double your money. Well, if I want to triple my money, and I'd put it in Bitcoin, well, what would it have to get to? It would have to get to 135,000, right? Just to triple. Still better than a bank, still smart investment, but it would have to triple itself it'd have to get that high for me just to triple. Well, Poodle barely has to do anything for me to triple, right? It only has to get to 60, which we've already been there. We've already seen it. If we end up going to 80, that's quadruple. So that makes sense. So what we want to recognize is where you are in a long term, right? Where you are invested in the brand is how you go through this a day in the life. So I remember checking every 2 minutes. I would open up my Trust wallet and I'm like, oh, where are we at? And then where are we at again? Oh, where are we at? And then I would look in the chat and go, where are we at? And you're following the charts. And while it can be exciting and it's great to see it go up and it's great when it goes down and you share the little pump memes, right? That can all be fun. But I will say that to have a holding mentality, don't check the price every day. I mean, don't check it every hour. Don't even check it every day. Maybe look at your value of your coin, sure, but check it out maybe every few days, every week, or maybe you'll see on the chat that something big is happening, and you go see it. Because what we want to recognize is that there's more value in building a brand than following the value of the brand, right? And so to help me kind of help you understand that. Do you remember when you were in high school and how you followed a band and you were the one who knew about the band before anybody else did, right? And there was that feeling that you had the t-shirt before it was cool, but because you were early into it and you kept giving in and you kept investing in it, and you became their fan base, when it became popular, now you actually were the I remember when. Well, that is exactly how you treat an altcoin. That's exactly how we treat Poodle, is recognizing beyond all the other great things we're doing like charity and all those things, it's about being and knowing that, hey, I'm with the band. Maybe we need t-shirts, Poodle, I'm with the band or something like that. That you've been there before anybody else did, and that's where the value is. Right? And so my suggestion is to go back, and if you go onto the Telegram and you ask Rose, and I know Moose just did this, to guide the guides of what you want to do. And that is and all you got to do, actually it's already been done for you. You hit guide, the guide comes up of all the things to do. And that's retweet all the top tweets. Retweet POODLCAST, get it out there. Join the TikTok, subscribe to our POODLCAST, I love that on there, upvote on Reddit, join the Facebook page, join our Instagram page, refresh Dex Tools, vote good on CoinGecko, visit the official site, right? All of those things. Now, let me tell you why that's better than actually following this as an investment, because you're building your brand. You're telling everybody that you're with the band, that you are the one who's there before everybody else. That's the excitement of holding, right? We talked last time how we need to be able to create we need to create volume in order for our value to go up. Well, we create that volume based on excitement from other people, right? You build, you keep, you hold, but bring in others, right? If we don't grow our base and nobody sells, our value doesn't do anything, right? It's the same thing. Dollars that don't spend don't do anything. We talked about this last time about how you rotate. The more that there's circulation of money, the more value it gets. The market cap goes up, right? Well, this is the exact same thing. So let me tell you what you're going to do. So here's how you're going to do this every day, and I'm going to make a challenge out. Remember, I did a challenge before. Here's the challenge this time, especially for new people, okay? What I want you to do when you wake up in the morning, open your wallet, see where it's at, fine, I'll give you that one. Try not doing that in the future. Then I want you to now, first thing is open up a social media, go to it and just make a tweet about it. Or find a top tweet and just retweet it. Comment on it, because what we want to see is the way Twitter algorithms work, and all social media algorithms work, is they will show people and your next based on the number of people who might be interested in it. So let's say a friend of yours, even if they're not a Poodle person, has maybe liked something about Bitcoin, or they liked a crypto, or they maybe commented a while back. But then you go retweet something, or even you comment on it. It's going to show your tweet to that person. That's how we start to automatically start growing the recognition and the brand recognition, and they're going to be interested in it. Then always put with it how people can buy it, right? On Binance. Make sure people can know how to get to it. So you've done your tweet. You wake up in the morning, you tweet. Go to the Facebook page, the Instagram page, and the Twitter page in the morning when you're getting ready. Find a tweet and retweet it. Later in the day when you're at work and you're on break, do this. Go to the Poodle page, web page, and go to the Telegram. That way you can at least see what's going on. Read the pinned messages. Always read the pinned messages to know, do we have votes coming up? What type of marketing? What kind of Poodle Olympic Games, what we're doing with our charities, and you will end up finding out all of that. I got someone coming in the room. Hold on one second. I'm on a call-ish. Well, I'm recording it. Okay, well, welcome to the fun of having a room going on. What the heck? In my room. So here we go. I have no idea where I was. So now you're on your call, or you're on the website, you're on the Telegram, reading every pinned message, then go back to Twitter, go back to social media, and you will then be able to recognize exactly what it is that you need to do and promote. And now you go into evening. And you're going to follow the rest of the things. So you've already done your posts. Get on CoinGecko, get on the DEX tools, get on everything, and start bringing those pages up, because they have popularity indexes. The more people refresh them, the more popular they are. It'll show them in top banners. It allows people who are looking for coins to see those percentages and get out there. I know I'd invite him. Why didn't they invite him to be a new? I lost an opportunity. So this is the fun of doing this live, right? This is like the ultimate live show ever. Lights go off, doors open in buildings. Yes, all the students are back, so now they're wandering the classrooms. All right, so you've done all that. That's how you do it. Now, here's the important part. You don't sell. You don't wonder, okay, the biggest mistake, and if you want to become the laughing stock of crypto, I know, dude, I'm loving these chat things. Here's the thing. You need to recognize that most people buy high and sell low. No idea why. And it's fear. Right? It's fear they're going to lose their investment, so they'll chase their investment on the way down. It is the complete opposite of what you're supposed to do, right? Because as we start growing volume, price goes up. People get excited. They buy it at a higher amount. They don't want to miss out. They don't want to FOMO, right? They don't want to miss out. And then what happens from there? They start seeing that we have a level off. We have a natural progression of just as we saw, Bitcoin, ETH, Binance, everyone started to go down. We had the leveling off, natural level off. It happens in economics all the time. So what people do, they think, I want to save my investment. I don't want to lose more. And so therefore they sell. Let me give you a little how to hold. You don't lose anything until you sell. Even if it drops below the value you bought it at. If you bought it at the height, guess what? It will go up again, because that's how economics works. Things go up over time. And so therefore, all you have to do is wait it out. But while you're waiting it out, build the brand. And so I've already no idea when I'm going to end up selling, ever. Right? Is there going to be a point where you want to take profit? Probably, but I don't know, because it's more fun to keep it. And so that's the key, is recognize that every dollar you put in, more tokens that you buy, just think of it like your 401k, right? Think of it like your retirement account at the office. You can't take it out until you turn 65, until you turn 55. I think you should have a 5-year investment plan for every token. And I'm not just saying Poodle. Definitely Poodle, because it is an altcoin and therefore it has greater percentage of possibility to gain. But even the regulars, right? You want to be able to think of every token in a 5-year cycle, right? Put it in there, let it go, put it away. Treat it like anything else. So that's my advice. That's the day in the life of, I know we have more and more people coming in. I have a feeling that this room is going to be used as more people are opening the door. So with that, I am probably going to go ahead and end the episode. Or do I just turn the camera around and tell everyone to come in and just start buying? I probably should. All right. That said, everyone, this is great. Poodle family, we'll see you next week. We're going to be back with some interviews. We're going to get some more community members coming in there. And yeah, good times. This was a fun one. Hey, thank you. We live more. We need to get in the price chat. We need to talk some more on this. I'm excited about my life, as you may have known. They are masked, by the way. You know how life gets in the way, and maybe this is the last point too. It's okay that life gets in the way, everybody. We're in a hard time coming out of a global pandemic. We're all trying to figure out what the future is going to look like. we've got a great Poodle community, and all of you have been awesome. Just reading the chat here and doing this is my big push every week, and I love you guys so much. And just what you do and you've done for me, why I love giving back. And as we kind of navigate these times moving forward, this is why we go into this. This is why we hold. And I'll tell you, the biggest thing, if you ever sell all your tokens, then why would you want to leave this family? Why would you want to leave the Poodle family? We understand that this is an investment. For everyone, it's an investment. But like I said, have that 5-year plan. Put it in there, and you are going to recognize that you can make profit and have a great community to be part of. So with that being said, everybody, I'm going to end this embarrassment of a episode having lights and multiple interruptions now. You guys